Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is Friday and I decided to go and make my hair because I am tired of rocking wigs. So I decided to go for a simple style that won't stress me or give me a headache. So as you can see, I am in the salon about to make my hair, to braid my hair in a simple style. So while you watch me make my hair, let's study the book of Sirach, verse 11 down. And today's topic, we are going to talk about choosing friends. The book of Sirach 11, it says, be careful in choosing friends. Okay? So let's go there. I will read what the book of Sirach says from 11 down to 14. So the book of Sirach 11 says, be careful in choosing friends. Be careful about the kind of person you invite in your home, because clever people can fool you in many ways. A proud man is a decoy to lure you into danger. Like a spy, he will look for your weaknesses. He will make good appear evil and find fault with the noblest actions. When things are going well, it is hard to tell who your real friends are. But in hard times, you can recognize your enemies. Even your friends will leave you then. But when you are successful, your enemies will act like friends. Never trust an enemy. His wickedness is as destructive as rust. Watch out and be on guard against him. Even if he pretends to be ever so humble, he is like a metal mirror that rots away if you don't keep it polished. Sit an enemy at your right hand, and the next thing you know, he'll be trying to get your own place of honor. Put him next to you, and he will overthrow you. Then you will realize the truth of my words and be stung with regret when you remember them. Nobody feels sorry for snake shammers or wild animal tamers who get bitten. And nobody will feel sorry for you if you go about with sinners and get involved in their wrongdoings. An enemy will stay with you for a while, but not when trouble comes. He will speak fine words when he plots how to trap you. He will pretend to share your sorrows, but he will kill you if he gets a chance. If trouble comes your way, you will find him waiting, ready to trip you up while he pretends to help you. He will be a different person then, rubbing his hands, nodding his head, and spreading rumors about you. If you touch tar, it will stick to you. And if you keep company with arrogant people, you will come to be just like them. Don't try to lift something too heavy for you, and don't keep company with people who are richer and more powerful than you. You cannot keep a clay pot next to an iron kettle. The pot will break if it hits the kettle. If a rich man wrongs someone, he can afford to add insult to injury. But if a poor man is wronged, he is forced to apologize for himself. A rich man will use you as long as he can profit from it. But when you need him, he will leave you helpless. He will leave you as long as you have anything and will gladly drain you dry. If he needs you, he will trick you with his smiles and cheerful, kindly words. Do you need anything? He will ask. He will feed you until you are embarrassed. Finally, when he has drained you 2 or 3 times over, he will laugh at you. If you see him later, he will pretend he doesn't know you and will pass you by. Be careful not to be misled. You can be enjoying yourself and suddenly find yourself humiliated. If you are invited to the home of an influential man, be reserved in your behavior. Then he will invite you more often. If you push yourself on him, he will put you in your place. On the other hand, if you keep your distance from him, he will forget about you. Don't pretend to be his equal or trust everything he says. In spite of all his long and polite conversation, he is testing you. If a person does not keep confidence, he is cruel. He will not hesitate to hurt you or have you put in jail. Keep your secrets to yourself and be very careful, for you are always walking on dangerous ground. Every creature prefers its own kind, and people are no different. Just as animals of the same species flock together, so people keep company with people like themselves. A sinner has no more in common with a devout person than a wolf has with a lamb. A rich man has no more in common with a poor man than a hyena has with a dog. The rich hunt down the poor just like lions hunt down the wild donkey in the open country. Arrogant people have nothing but scorn for the humble, and the rich think of the poor in the same way. When a rich man stumbles, his friends will steady him, but if a poor man fails, his friends will have nothing to do with him. When a rich man makes a mistake, there are many people to cover up for him and explain away all the things he never should have said. But let a poor man make a mistake, and he gets nothing but criticism. Even when he says makes good sense, nobody will listen. When a rich man speaks, everyone is silent, and they praise him to the skies for what he said. But let a poor man speak, and everybody says, "Who is that?" They push him down if he so much as stumbles. There is nothing wrong with being rich if you haven't sinned to get there. But there is nothing sinful about being poor either. Only the ungodly think so. It's what's in your heart that makes the expression on your face happy or sad. If you feel cheerful, you will look cheerful. Although making up proverbs calls for some intense thought. If a person never says anything carelessly, he is to be congratulated if he doesn't need to feel guilty. If a person has a clear conscience and never gives up hope, he is certainly to be congratulated. It isn't right for someone who is selfish to be rich. What use is money to a stingy person? If you deny yourself in order to accumulate wealth, you are only accumulating it for someone else. Others who will use your riches to live in luxury. How can you be generous with others if you are stingy with yourself? If you are not willing to enjoy your own wealth, no one is worse off than someone who is stingy with himself. It is a sin that brings its own punishment. When such a person does something good, it is only by accident. His selfishness will sooner or later be evident. A selfish man is an evil man. He turns his back on people's need and is never satisfied with what he has. Greed will shrivel up a person's soul. Some people are too stingy to put bread on their own table. My son, treat yourself as well as you can and bring worthy offerings to the Lord. Remember that death is coming for you someday, and you haven't been told when that will be. Before that day comes, be kind to your friends. Be as generous as you can. Don't deny yourself a single day's happiness. If there is something you want to do and it is lawful, go ahead. Someday, all that you have worked for will be divided up and given to others. So be generous, but also be willing to receive from others. Enjoy yourself, for you will not find any pleasures in the world of the dead. So, as you can see, I am almost done making my hair, and it is looking so beautiful. As you can see, very simple, very nice. So beautiful.